You know, when Engine said he couldn't find you, I'd assumed you'd wandered into the wrong wing again. Imagine my surprise when I find you here. Of all places. Set it down. I'm not going to ask what you were looking for, but I would advise caution about digging into other people's belongings. You never know who will find you doing so, and who will care about you touching their things. What I will point out is that you were in here long enough for the team to notice you were missing, go looking for you, not find you, and then come to me. So, roughly 20 minutes, give or take. 20 minutes, and you weren't here the whole time. Interesting. I do hope you found what you were looking for. Trying to find something when you've lost it is painfully annoying, isn't it? Or perhaps you didn't lose anything at all. I see. Just so you're aware, you're not in trouble. If I wanted to make this difficult for you, that conversation would have started differently. But you did go through my things, and you found something that gave you pause. So we should probably talk about that, instead of pretending otherwise. Don't you think? You're so green sometimes. Standing there looking like you've been caught doing something you can't explain. But you can explain it. You just haven't decided if you're going to yet. Is that so? Fair enough. Curiosity's a useful instinct. Down here, especially. The ones who stop asking questions are the ones who eventually get surprised by something they should have seen coming. I've told you that before. In different words, of course. What I'll say now is that there's a difference between curiosity and looking for proof of something. One of those is honest. The other one means you've already decided on an answer. So which one is it? That's the more honest answer. That's a sharp thing to say to someone. To imply that I'm only kind because it gets me what I want. I don't fault you. That's your own observation. But who's to say I'm not kind simply because I am? But since you seem to have made up your mind, which is it? Since you've been thinking so hard about it. No, don't do that. You said it, so stick with it. Take a breather. I'm only kidding. I'm only testing your resilience as a cleaner, you see. You're a passionate person. Don't lose that. The thing about being a cleaner, it doesn't reward anything you can't justify. If you're kind down here without a reason, it looks like weakness. If you're useful without an angle, people get suspicious. So you find a reason. You find a frame that makes sense. Something you can stand behind. And then, at some point, you've been standing behind it so long, you can't really tell which side of it you're on anymore. Observant. I could work with that question if you gave me more time. About 6 or 7 months ago, when you first showed up here, I took stock of you the same way I take stock of everything else down here. What it can do, what it costs, whether it's worth the shelf space. The thing is, you kept not fitting the assessment. Every time I filed it, something would shift and I'd have to start over. That's unusual for me. But it means you've been improving. Improving fast. You don't have to do anything with that information. I'm simply telling you. You're somebody worth noting. For what it's worth, whatever you thought you'd find in here, I'm not sure if it would have offered you anything useful. Not about the things you seem to want to know. Of course, we're friends, aren't we? If you want to know something about me, you should simply ask. There's no reason for me to be dishonest, is there? Oh. Well, that's an easy question to answer. Because you're worth being kind to. And whether that's the whole answer or not is up to you to find out. You know, you're perceptive, more than you give yourself credit for. And perhaps more than is always comfortable for the people around you. Keep that. It'll serve you down here. Just be careful what you do with it. Don't take too much longer. Semia will file a missing persons report if you're gone too long. I'll see you soon.